Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel, and this is my response to SMF Captain Howdy's 100 subs contest. Now, if you look, he's actually closer to 800, but he's gotten a little over 100 of those from the VC within the last few weeks. So, um, anyway, they come. Congratulations, John. You're definitely a great addition to the community, and not just our discussions back and forth, but just the through the videos has been great. And again, I really like having you around. So he asked us to show an autograph and talk about how we got it. I'm actually going to show two. And the reason for that is I've already talked about the first one in videos in the past, but I've got quite a few new subscribers since then who haven't heard this story. And so I'll go through that one real fast and then show one that's a little more recent, one that I got within the last couple months. So this first one is Mastodon, Once More Around the Sun. It's kind of hard to see their autographs because of the artwork is so loud, but it is signed by all four members. The day before this album came out earlier this year, one of the local record stores, Criminal Records, had an event where they brought in the band to the local planetarium, and they actually did a listening party for this. The band was there, so we got to listen to the album for the first time with the band, and then we also got to do a meet and greet with the band afterwards. It was a really cool event. Being held at the planetarium wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought that they were going to do like planetary scenes and stuff on the overhead, more like a planetarium type show, and they didn't. They just projected some images on the roof, which kind of took away from the experience. But and then they were having trouble. You know, the speakers in planetariums aren't made for heavy metal music, so. That definitely created some issues there, but it was a cool experience being able to listen to the album with the band. You know, a couple rows in front of us. There were about 300 or 400 people at the event, so we didn't really get to spend a whole lot of the time with the band. I left before the last. I had already heard the album prior, so I left the event before the end of before the last song started, so I could get at the front of the line. And waited in line and got to meet the band. Talked to them for about 5 minutes. They brought us up about 5 at a time. Let us spend about 5 minutes talking to the band, and you know, a lot of people were taking pictures and all that, and then getting it signed. So it was a real cool experience. Meeting the band was really cool, and it's a great album. You know, we didn't have to pay anything for the event. The cost of admission was to buy either the record or the CD. You know, so if, you know. If you're familiar with Mastodon, their records can get pretty expensive. I think this was like $36. But being able to meet the band and get the album signed for that price was really cool. So there it is. Once again, and like I said, it's really hard to see the signatures there. But this next one is this one, same record store. About 2 months ago, was doing this was in the record store. They brought in New Found Glory. If you're familiar with New Found Glory, or if you're not, they're a pop punk band. They've been around since the late 90s. I'm more a fan of their cover material. They've done a bunch of EPs of cover songs. They cover metal songs, cover songs from movies. In you know, punk fashion, pop punk fashion, cover songs, which I really like. I don't think I've ever bought any of their CDs or records until this one, other than their cover material. But this one was cool. So once again, you came in, you bought the record, and this was, I think, $19.99 for the record, normal price, you know. The band was there. They did a 5-song acoustic set, which was really cool. And then there were only about 40 people there, so we got to spend quite a bit of time hanging out, talking to the band. I got to hang out with the drummer for probably about 15 minutes, just BSing back and forth, talking about different experiences. So this one was a really cool event to go to. I got to take a good friend of mine who's more into the pop punk stuff, and he was really stoked. I think I paid $34 total and I bought the record and the CD for my buddy so that he could get that signed as well. So, and that was like I said, a really cool experience. We got to spend time with the band, hang out with them, talk to them for a little bit before they did a show. This was a little pre-show thing that they did, and from what I understand, they've been doing this in each city, hooking up with one record store. And the fact that they're doing that is really cool as well, just supporting the local record stores as well. So again, this was at Criminal Records as well. If you're in Atlanta, I definitely recommend checking out Criminal Records. They're kind of a mix. They're half comic book store, half record store. Really good selection. I don't go there that often just because it's a pain to get, but it's right in downtown, so it's kind of a pain to get parking. But it's definitely a place to check out if you pop into Atlanta. So this is New Found Glory's new one, and it is called Resurrection. And I've only given this one spin. It's pretty good. If you're into pop punk, it's definitely worth checking out. And this is something I'll listen to again. It was good enough that I'll definitely give it a few more spins. So, New Found Glory, Resurrection. That's it, guys. Leave comments. Let me know what you think. Other than that, take care, BC.